we asked Nigerians to share the stories of their mothers, the sacrifices they made for them, the journey of pain, love, devotion, and struggles made by our mothers to make us who we are today. They shared their stories with us. Thousands of entries, hundreds of interviews, and documentary across the country. 20 unique stories have been selected for us to learn from, appreciate, and celebrate. The sacrifices and devotion are real. Real people, real stories, real experiences. The emotional true life experiences being shared, narrated, and dramatized are simply captivating. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the most touching stories of our mothers. The Supermom reality TV show, Celebrity Edition, starts now.
Last week, we shared 2 extraordinary mothers with you on this show, and we asked you to make your choice for the potential supermom. Nigerians have voted. The winner for last week's episode is... Just as the crushing of a rose brings out its sweet perfume, so the celebration of mothers releases the sweetness within us. The ageless angels, the priceless princesses, the confidence of our boast, the reality in our hopes, and the strength in our zeal. Only mother's love understands our tears. Only mother's love calms our fears. Only mother's love soothes our disappointments. Only mothers share the joy we feel. Only mother's faith inspires the confidence in us. Mother's love, faith, boldness, steadfastness, inspirations and aspirations are fashioned by the angels and sent from God to mankind. Without mincing words, mothers are the greatest treasures heavens have lavished upon humankind. Behind every superstar is a supermom. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Supermom 3, the Celebrity Edition. This is episode 4. And today we'll be bringing you stories which help us appreciate the value of the unflinching effort these mothers made to ensure the destiny of their children is fulfilled. The stories of Mrs. Letitia Omojumoke Ogumbe, mother to the sensational Kenny St. Best, and Mrs. Risikat Adebayo, mother of Femi Adebayo.
The Supermom reality TV show.
KSB. As far as contemporary Nigerian gospel music is concerned, Kenny St. Best, the artist formerly known as Kenny St. Brown, is a primus inter pares. Vibrant and continuously rejuvenating a brand to suit contemporary taste, KSB's music makes for compulsive listening. You can't expect any less from a very well-bred and educated young woman. Add to this mix is the fact that she is the younger sister of the doyen of Nigeria's hip-hop music, Kenny Keke Ogumbe. Keke changed the face of music in Nigeria with his Kenny's Music label, Primetime Entertainment, and Kenny's Music channel. KSB started her music career about 2 decades ago and remains till date one of the most successful and relevant contemporary gospel artists in Nigeria. A mother of 2, she is the definition of determination and perseverance.
My name is KSB. I'm an artist, gospel inspirational artist. I started my career way back 14 years ago, 1998, and to God be the glory, have four albums to my credit, and I'm still doing it and getting awards. Today it's not about me. I want to talk about my mom. But meanwhile, I want to say that I'm from Ogun State and Ijebu, Agowe precisely. That's where you have Olabisi Onabanjo University. And my mom's from there. Also, my father was from there. I'm a full-fledged Ijebu girl. I love my kokore to the fullest.
Orúkọ mi ni Ọ̀túnba L My name is Otumba Eno Ogungbe. I was born in Agoiwe. I was born on the 14th of March 1932.
We're a family of 7. My sister, Mrs. Muji Dokpasi, my brothers, Taiwo Ogungbe, we call him DJT, Keke Ogungbe. Then we have ID Ogungbe, which is Prof ID on the street. Then Alaba Ogungbe, and then you have my twin brother, Taiwo Ogungbe again, King Shaka. Then you have me.
She got married to Mr. Ogungbe, and their marriage was blessed with children. Her husband was good to her, hence she enjoyed her marriage. However, it did not last.
Truthfully, my husband has passed away. Since 1987, he left the children in my care. Some of the children, about 5 of them, were in the university. 3 were in Nigeria, and 2 were abroad. The eldest child was very encouraging and never allowed me to feel the absence of my husband. She gave me encouraging words that they were all going to be successful. And God helped me. They are all successful.
While her husband was alive, Mrs. Letitia had been very industrious, as she had to augment his earnings with hers.
I had 4 jobs every day. It's only toilet I didn't clean. I sold iced fish.
5 o'clock in the morning.
I usually wake up by 4 a.m. I had someone who would drive me down to Ijebu, and by 5 a.m. I would have been back home, preparing breakfast for the children going to school. By 6:30 a.m. I'm done and on my way to Lagos. On market days, I sell clothes and provisions. I was known to be a workaholic in my husband's family. I never at home when asked after. I thank God that my work was successful.
We watched a mother who was very hardworking and never waited for a father to give before she would, give our all into our education.
Her problems began when one of our children, Kenny St. Best, fell ill. She was diagnosed of measles.
She was about 4 years old, between 3 and 4 years. She had measles, herself and her twin brother. We had a man who was a nurse but referred to him as doctor.
Mama, don't worry. In a matter of days, she'll be all right. Yes. She'll be all right.
On getting there, the treatments she was given only worsened the situation. Her daughter's health was deteriorating.
When the measles was all over her body, we took them there. She was given an injection. Unfortunately, she was injected on her muscle. Immediately, the leg straightened. I was shocked. I drew her closer. What is the problem? She kept crying uncontrollably.
Because the doctor that injected me placed the injection on a muscle that crippled my left leg. And so it took an observant mother that wouldn't keep quiet to say that this girl isn't working, this girl is nowhere, this girl, something was wrong. And she went all out to see specialists to ensure that they could revive my leg. I would have been crippled for life. And what they could do, they could revive one leg. And so this is the first time I'm saying this on television. So I limp on my left leg because of an abscess injection.
Although she was very busy, Mrs. Ogungbe was very attentive. She was able to spot when something was wrong with any of her children, even if they didn't want to admit it, and she always made sure she identified the problem and solved it the best way she could.
Probably it was just like a normal malaria, every other one had a malaria, and then they gave injection. And that would have just been it. Would have just thought that, hey, they've seen the doctor and they're well. But not my mom. My mom would check your hand, would lift your hand. My mom would turn you upside down and check. And so we'll see how you're responding. And if she hadn't taken the extra length of watching me to see how I was responding, to a treatment. This treatment was supposed to make me better, but this one was taking my life.
Meanwhile, her husband believed that there was nothing wrong with her and encouraged her to forget about it.
Open.
Oh, yeah?
Have you been studying Kenny lately?
How do you mean?
I mean, since you got back from the hospital following her measles sickness.
She seems perfectly okay. Abby?
No. Something in me doesn't feel good. I feel there's something wrong with her.
She seems okay.
I know. If only she could talk.
You are being over-concerned. I need to have my rest.
Her husband's assurance that all was well did not satisfy her, so she decided to go to another resident doctor who assured her that Kenny's health was fine. Mrs. Ogumbe was still unsatisfied. Her motherly instincts never lied.
Madam, Farabale, kò sí nǹkankan. Don't worry. Everything will be just fine.
She believed something was wrong and went ahead to take her to a specialist. She was right. Her daughter's health was at stake.
So, doctor, what's really wrong with her?
Madam, she was wrongly injected, which almost cost her the proper use of her legs. But not to worry, we are trying our best.
The specialist informed her that Kenny might be crippled for the rest of her life as a result of the wrong medication she was given when she first had measles.
The memory I have of me when I was young was a memory of me always having something around my leg, and that was at age 5, age 6, and so I think she said we were already working before we, the problem, the sickness, started, or the abscess injection, occurred, so it wasn't something that just happened within a week and hey, everything was okay. It was something that took a period of time, which ensured physiotherapy and all the care, all the attention that needed were being given to me, and she never allowed me out of her sight, until I was well and I was working and I started school, So it took a while. It took like 3 years, 2 to 3 years, And so most of the situation, she was telling me, or my sisters would tell me, or my brothers. It was something they never liked to talk about anyway, Because when it was necessary, she could tell me. And sometimes she would want to cry that I gave birth to a healthy child. We thought the hospital was supposed to help. But in your case, the hospital damaged you. But I thank God that you are working, because there's another child that is crippled for life.
The Supermom reality TV show.
As a strict disciplinarian, yet a loving mother, she always thanked God for giving her the grace not to indulge any children. She was quick to praise them when they had done well, but never tried to indulge them when they made mistakes.
I have a mother who raised me to be a guy. I have the spirit of a fighter. I imagine me coming after 6 boys. And so the only people I had to wrestle were the boys. And you would never come in between me and my twin brother and say we are fighting to come and settle us. My mother would stand there and put 3 canes down. One for me, one for my twin brother, and one for the third person that would want to separate us.
What's that? A woman needs to be strong, brave, and independent. Okay? Give me. You know what to do. Oh yeah.
She would correct them in love without feeling sorry for them. Some mothers unknowingly indulge their children as they grow up. They believe the children know better and just leave them to make their own decisions.
Even if it's one child you gave birth to, if you don't train him properly, you might never reap the fruit of your labor. If you spoil your child because he's the only one, and you refuse to scold him when necessary, that child will end up being your own master. He will be like a dry fish that can never be folded.
I remember one day that I left school and just traveled. Not that I went and came back the following day, but somehow somebody saw me. I schooled in Ijebu, but somebody saw me in Lagos. And I went to my mom that we saw Kenny in Lagos. And my mom did not say anything.
When my child was in university, she came to Lagos for a party. I asked after her. I was informed she was in school. Unknown to them, I have people watching the activities in school. When my informant told me she had not seen her in school since the day before.
I came back quietly and just entered the house like nothing happened. By 5:30 a.m. the following morning, there were 3 kinds of canes waiting for me. There was a koboko, there was the wire, and there was a cane. And there were 3 people manned with those things to show me the discipline of my life. You do not disobey your mother. You do not at any point just decide that you have come of age and just leave home.
Whenever she tried to dodge, at least 2 or 3 of the strokes of the cane would hit her. She knew why I was beating her and she never did it again. I didn't want them to trouble me.
Mrs. Letitia's case was different. As for her, she believed that she had the sole responsibility of mentoring her children until they could do what is right on their own, and that is why she did not ignore Taye's behavior.
When he finished his senior secondary school exams, he did HSC, but didn't gain admission to university. He was womanizing. I exclaimed, "Ha! You can't get admission with this attitude." I complained to his dad that this boy is womanizing. But surprisingly, I never allowed him use my car. Yet I see him use your car to carry different women. Maybe they have duplicated the keys. I don't know. My own key is with me. Your own key is not with you. Not knowing they are duplicated the key. They were able to duplicate his own, not mine. That was how he left. When he returned, he came back with his father's car. He came with a young lady, taller than I am, very robust and beautiful. She greeted me. They opened the door and went into his room. I knew my son had nothing to take from the house. He came to show off with the lady, and I was ready to deal with him my own way. As soon as he left, I begged the carpenter to help me break the door open, claiming that the sleeping baby was inside. She was crying. I want to carry her. Please help us open the door. Because of a law that no carpenter should break any door open at night. The man obliged me because of the baby I mentioned.
Mama Ibeji, now because now you, I know they agree, they come out, they go work this kind late hour.
I understand. Just come help me do it. I beg, eh? Thank you.
That was how we broke. The carpenter was shocked when he didn't see any baby. I replied him, "Did you come to carry the baby?" I paid him off. I asked the children staying around me to fill up his room with water. We put his books on the bed and filled the room with water until it was flowing out. Then I was satisfied. I thanked the kids and sent them off. He returned his dad's car after dropping the lady off. I don't know where he picked her from. Maybe at the junction, wherever they met themselves, she had alighted.
What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? Dad, I just got back now. Only for me to find out that Mom has filled my room with water.
Would you shut up? Who are you to question my authority? Huh? Can you believe that this was the girl in his room at 9:30?
But Mom, she's my
Would you shut up? Who says she isn't? I mean, someone with a proper home training, would the person be out at this time?
Flooded his room with water. He didn't build my house for me. Even if he did, she told me how much he contributed.
I remember my mom going to the police station one time to report one of her sons. To say, hey, I'm suspecting my son is keeping this kind of people around him. Please pick him up, interrogate him, and if you can lock him up, just discipline him for me.
I complained to the dad that I was going to arrest him with the police. And I had lodged a complaint at the police station in Jebuede, but they said the woman doesn't have right to arrest her male child. It's only the father that can do that. And I asked for the father's permission. He said, anything I want to do, after all, you're a soldier. I laughed. And I said, I will do it. I'll act like a soldier.
Mrs. Letitia seemed to be pleased with the way she disciplined her son until she decided to take him to the police station, following the consent of his father. All efforts to pacify her by her eldest son proved abortive as she insisted on taking him there.
And I got him arrested. They asked me what his offense was. I told them I can't talk now. They should allow him to stay with them overnight. By tomorrow, I'll be strong enough to talk. I'm very tired. I have headache. My body is paining me. I don't know what I can say. By tomorrow, when I'm strong, I'll be able to talk. Just keep him with you. His elder brother pleaded on his behalf that once he spent the night in the cell, and by the time we bail him tomorrow, when people see him, they will think he has questionable characters. That was why his mother put him behind bars. That in the name of God, he should be pardoned. I agreed that he would sign an undertaking.
On getting there, she made him sign an undertaking that he would face his studies and get admission into the higher institution soon.
Life is not about you just living the way you like. There's somebody that is responsible to you, so you are also responsible to others, and you have to live with rules, under rules.
You won't believe that since that day, he never fought anyone. Till he finished his university education, nobody complained about him. That's why I said, a mother has to be tough and ensure that she succeeds in bringing up her children. It's not by her power, but the grace of God.
So in as much as everything was there, available to pamper, to cater, to develop, to seeing that we became, good people, independently and individually, then there were disciplines all the way.
All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my mother, Abraham Lincoln. This quote works perfectly well for our children, as she worked hard and made sure that the destiny of our children was not truncated. Today, she's a proud mother of a renowned banker, Moji Dokbesi, Kenny Kekeogungbe, and Kenny Sent Best.
My advice to parents is that
ká má fẹ́ràn ọmọ
no
kan
child should be loved more than the other.
pé eléyìí ló mú wá.
Because he's
Ìyẹn ni máa
supportive
gbé
and
gbogbo ẹ̀mí mi
successful
lé lórí
doesn't
pé
mean he should be so
eléyìí ló lè
dependent
ṣe.
on.
Kóbì kankan má ronú
No
ẹ̀.
parent should think like that.
Èyí tó ń ṣe
Pray
kó
for
máa
the
ṣàdúrà
successful
fún.
one.
Èyí
And
tí
those
ọwọ́ ẹ̀
that
ò
are yet
tí
to be
ì ràn
successful, they
kó
should
máa
pray
ṣe
that
àdúrà
God
fún
will
pé ìwọ
bless
náà
the
máa
work
máa
of
rí
their
mú wá ni.
hands.
Ṣùgbọ́n nípa àdúrà
Concerning
yẹn
prayers,
kóbì má
prayers
sí
have to be prayerful.
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kádúrà wa ó gbà.
May God
Ọlọ́run á
accept
ṣe
our
ìtẹ́wọ́gbà àdúrà.
prayers and
Ọjọ́ òní
may we
tí wà
never be
lágbára
put to
Ọlọ́run.
shame.
I want to buy motor, maybe bicycle. I want to build house for my mama. This is not the coco. I know they play coso. Be my mama, yeah. Mama, yeah, mama. Hiddy body day, hey. Mama, yeah, mama. Hey, I really love you so, yeah. Mama, yeah, mama. Zagaze, ziggy zagaze, hey. Mama, yeah, mama.
Femi Adebayo. Adebayo Olufemi Lateef was born on the 31st of December 1972, a native of Ilorin in Kwara State. He graduated from the University of Ilorin, where he studied law. While in the university, he also received training in drama and entertainment with the popular Awada Keri Keri School of Performing Arts under the leadership of his father, Adebayo Salami Oga Bello.
Orúkọ mi ni Alhaja Risikat.
My name is Alhaja Risikat Ejide Adebayo.
Mo bímọ.
I'm a mother.
Ọmọ 60 years
I'm 60 years old.
Mo bímọ ọmọ márùn-ún ni mo
I'm a
bí.
mother of 5.
Inú mi dẹ̀ dùn pé gbogbo àwọn
I'm
márààrún
happy
náà
because the
kàwé.
5 of them are educated.
Graduates ni.
They are graduates.
Business woman ni mí.
I am a businesswoman,
Marketer ni mí.
a movie marketer.
Èmi ni Ejide Film
I'm the
Production
owner of Ejide Film Production
tó wà ní
in
Ìdúmọ̀tà.
To her
Idumota.
children, especially Femi Adebayo, she was wicked. However, she believed that children should be brought up well and should be corrected when the need arises.
You know, mothers then, has always been like, okay, and they're so wicked that at a point in time you believe, is she actually your mother? You know, don't do this, and you actually do it, and it's beating on her like, bad. Mommy, are you sure you're my mother?
Nítorí pé tọ́mọ mi bá ṣe,
Whenever my children offend me,
mo máa ń bá wọn wí
I usually
gan.
scold
Màá
them.
wá jẹ́ kán mọ
After
ìdí tí
then,
mo fi
I
bá
make them
wọn wí.
realize why I scold them
Kán máa lè ṣe irú
in order
nǹkan
to
bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
avoid.
Femi and his siblings did not understand that. However, today they look back and thank her immensely for her chastisement. Mrs. Risikat was married to an actor who was always on the road, hence she took up the responsibility of both parents. She realized the challenge and braced herself up for the task.
Sir?
Yeah, Shafiel.
Location? Baba, for your voice.
Okay. Yeah, blue.
Nice,
Location, yeah, see? I'm sure you take care of the house and the kids and the shop.
I will. Let that book.
Bye, son. Mommy is into business then, so she goes to shop. Daddy, very busy, an actor, you know, goes on locations here and there, and he's not always at home. I'm like, okay, bicycle, I'll go. So that day, I went to rent a bicycle and I did not pay. I ran home. So the bicycle lender actually came to our house like 7:30 p.m. when Mommy was around. If I actually open my back, I can still see some marks there. Mommy beat the hell out of me.
Of all her children, Femi was obstinate. It put her through a lot of stress and as a result was thrashed the most. She was not sure if it was his inquisitiveness that made him appear obstinate or that was his nature. However, she still disciplined him. Mrs. Adebayo had just served the dinner and went out. When she returned, she met Femi at the table still eating. This was strange and made her suspect that something was wrong. However, she ignored him. Immediately she left, Femi tiptoed to the kitchen and took a piece of meat. He didn't know that his brother was watching, who immediately went to report him to their mother.
I stole a piece of meat, and the following morning we were gathered and like, who stole the meat? And I was like, I did not. My other brother is a very gentle guy, he's still gentle, Wale. And I said, who stole the meat? Mommy, I said, I did not steal. I was like, but I don't trust Wale because I had him move in the middle of the night. My mother beat the hell out of Wale that time. And at the point in time, I felt I was doing bad, okay? But I didn't open up. So that actually went, and Wale was like, and I didn't actually steal this meat. It was my habit, my usual thing, you know. And I actually went another night, you know. So I think then mommy cooked chicken, okay. So I love chicken legs. So I actually walked in, you know, stole one, you know, finished it, not knowing that Wale actually saw me, okay. So in the middle of that night, Wale just woke up, you know, went to mommy's room, knocked, and said, Mommy, Femi lo man job eje, Femi lo man job oje. I said, okay. And before Wale came back to the room, because we sleep in the same room, before Wale got back, I was already on the bed. You know, I wasn't perfect, and mommy just woke me up. Femi, I said, Femi, ma, Lanwe. I was like, that means open your mouth. Mommy, I didn't eat anything. That was the first thing I said. I said, did I say you actually ate something? I said, I didn't eat anything, mommy. And mommy did something that day that I would never forget.
I took the meat from him and I beat him. I used razor blade to cut his palm. I poured dry pepper on it so that he would know that it's not good to steal. Never ever in your life must you take anything that I don't give to you. It's only what I give you that is yours.
Femi fell sick and was diagnosed of typhoid. At that time, it was an alien sickness, and anyone diagnosed with the disease was said to live for a short period.
That was the time typhoid disease started. At that time, the sickness wasn't common. Therefore, any child that had it and was not properly cared for never survived it. His grandmother in Ilorin sent for me. When I got there, Femi was on admission in the hospital. I decided to bring him down to Lagos for proper treatment since we're based in Lagos. For 3 days, he didn't eat, he didn't talk, he didn't open his eyes. I was disturbed and scared. And I prayed, God, I don't want to lose him.
Please come to my rescue. I mustn't lose him now.
Madam, he will be fine. All you need to do now is just to sit down, relax, and go home.
No, I just have to stay beside him. I'm not going anywhere.
No, madam, he will be fine. I've already assured you of his health situation. See, what we need to do now is for you to go home. And moreover, the rate at which your BP is rising is not what we need now.
Doctor, just leave my BP for now. All I need is just my son to be okay. I just want my son back.
Madam, take it easy.
Well, I was weak, I was unhappy. No mother will have a sick child and be happy. No matter how bad he is, she would not want to lose him. I thank God that he didn't die because the sickness was quite serious. I didn't think he would survive it.
After I was discharged and I felt better, I could remember vividly when we got home, Mommy just looked straight into my eyes and she just started crying. And I moved close to her, wiped off her tears and said, Mommy, I'm sorry. She hugged me and I felt that motherly thing, okay? So there and then she opened up to me that That was from where she developed a high blood pressure and all those.
Later,
It was after a while that Femi discovered that my high blood pressure was a result of his sickness.
Mommy has suffered a lot. But that I can remember.
Armed robbers were operating in their area, and his parents decided they should save the children the sight of the armed robbers, and therefore decided to take them away through the window.
Oh, mommy, what make you to disturb our sleep now? Mommy, no, leave us. What I want to come back.
There was a night armed robbers came to our house, okay, and they've actually gone in. So daddy and mommy thought we have, okay, an exit. So they were passing myself and my brother through the window to get out of the house. I felt, Femi Adebayo then, as a teenager, just felt, why are you disturbing these people? They actually came around to do one or two things. So, because mommy and daddy were doing it so gently, and they said, like, oh yeah, fool. Daddy and mom were fool. I was like, why are you hiding? I was like, why are you hiding? I just shouted, Mommy, I'm not going fool. Don't take us away. And you know, the hand robbers just caught us in that act there.
Mrs. Adebayo did not relent in the way and manner she disciplined her children. One day,